Good day. Tensions in the Middle East are reaching a critical point as new reports suggest the United States is making increasingly concrete preparations for a potential ground offensive in Iran. This comes despite previous statements from Washington ruling out such an operation. A recent report by the Washington Post indicates that these plans are now far more advanced than previously understood, setting the stage for a potentially dangerous new phase in the ongoing conflict. Iran, for its part, is already anticipating a secret ground attack and preparing its defenses. According to the Washington Post, which cites anonymous United States officials, the potential ground offensive would involve combined operations of regular infantry and special forces. It is not envisioned as a full-scale invasion, but rather a targeted deployment. Such an operation is estimated to last several weeks. The newspaper highlights that a ground deployment would mark a significant and dangerous escalation, exposing United States soldiers to substantially greater risks than they currently face, including attacks by Iranian drones and rockets, direct engagements, and improvised explosive devices. It remains unclear whether US President Donald Trump intends to approve these plans. Sources within the Washington Post report indicate that preparations for a possible ground offensive have been underway for weeks, with the Department of Defense's plans described as far advanced. One official noted, "This is not planning in the last minute." When questioned about these developments, White House spokesperson Karoline Leavitt remained unspecific, stating, "It is the job of the Department of Defense to make preparations to give the Commander-in-Chief a maximum range of options. That does not mean the President has made a decision." United States Secretary of State Marco Rubio recently commented that the United States could achieve its war goals without ground troops, yet he stopped short of categorically ruling out their deployment. Indeed, the past few days have seen a series of contradictory signals emanating from the United States. On one hand, the Trump administration has emphasized that an end to the war would come soon. On the other hand, President Trump has almost daily renewed his threats against Iran, vowing to expand attacks. White House press spokesperson Leavitt warned on Tuesday that President Trump is ready to unleash hell upon them should the regime in Tehran fail to abandon its nuclear ambitions. However, President Trump has also repeatedly extended an ultimatum for threatened attacks on Iranian energy facilities, citing a desire to allow more time for negotiations. Discussions within the administration over the past month reportedly centered on the possible seizure of Kharg Island, a crucial Iranian oil export hub in the Persian Gulf, as well as raids in other coastal areas near the Strait of Hormuz. The primary objective of these operations would be to locate and destroy weapons that could be directed at civilian and military ships. One United States official suggested that the considered targets would likely take weeks, not months, to secure, while another estimated the potential time frame at a few months. Meanwhile, Iranian state media reports that Tehran's armed forces are already preparing for the arrival of United States ground troops. Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf, the Iranian parliament speaker and one of the most powerful figures in the Iranian regime, was quoted by the Iranian state news agency IRNA as saying, "The enemy sends openly a message of negotiation and plans in secret a ground attack. Our men are waiting for the arrival of the American soldiers to set them on fire." Phonetic for Ghalibaf, Mohammad, Bagher, Ghalibaf. The mutual attacks in the Middle East continue unabated. The Iranian news agency Fars reported that Israeli missiles struck a residential area south of Tehran, resulting in the deaths of 10 people, including 6 Afghan migrants. The Israeli military confirmed carrying out attacks in the Iranian capital and other areas, stating that the targets were infrastructure belonging to the Iranian power apparatus. Furthermore, several Gulf states, including the United Arab Emirates and Kuwait, have reported being shelled from Iran. The United Arab Emirates Department of Defense announced on the online service X that its air defense systems were actively engaging rockets and drones. Kuwait's army also reported hostile rocket and drone attacks. This situation underscores the dangerous volatility and ongoing humanitarian toll of the conflict. As preparations for a potential United States ground offensive in Iran reportedly intensify, the region remains on edge. The contradictory signals from Washington, combined with Iran's defiant preparations and the continuing cycle of attacks, paint a picture of an escalating conflict with immense and unpredictable consequences. All eyes will now be on President Trump's ultimate decision, which could dramatically reshape the future of the Middle East. What's your take on U.S. ground offensive in Iran? Plans advance amid war escalation. Share your view in the comments. Do you think this will matter in the next news cycle? This video was generated using artificial intelligence